Childhood Circles by Dr. Alon Giladi. Meaning and Reality.
At the age of 13, my father summoned my mother, sister, and me to a meeting. Or maybe it was a conversation during an almost normal meal. In those days, I was a gourmet. If there wasn't schnitzel and mashed potatoes, or at most rice on the plate, I simply wouldn't eat. No salad, no spreads, no other meat. Nothing but schnitzel and, of course, the burekas that my grandfather brought from Jaffa. It was a seemingly normal meal, but my world after that wasn't the same. That perfect idol of a perfect family, which of course never was, received its first realistic blow. I want to tell you children, my father said, in one way or another, that Grandpa Leon is not my biological father. I have a father named Michael, and he lives in the United States, in Detroit. I was 13 at the time, and Grandpa Leon was my teacher and friend, my beloved grandfather. This information won't change anything, my father said, but I had a feeling he didn't really mean it, and I actually wondered why my parents found it necessary to tell us this now. For what purpose? I never said anything about this conversation to my grandfather, to Grandpa Leon. In one of my conversations with my grandmother, I realized that my parents had told them that we knew. It turns out that during World War II, Michael served as a captain in the Red Army Artillery Corps. According to the story they told us, my grandmother was a nurse for my little father, and she hadn't heard from Michael for a long time. According to the official argument, not a single letter came from the front, although there might have been some possibility of sending letters from the front to the home front. My grandmother, who was of sound mind, a member of the Shomer Hatzair in Warsaw, took my father along with her sisters and fled Poland towards Russia. Her parents and her entire family, who didn't want to join, were left behind forever. On a truck in a convoy being attacked by German planes, my grandmother met my grandfather. That's more or less the official explanation. As a 13-year-old boy, I had no desire to delve into one explanation or another. I had one grandfather from Haifa, biological or not. I loved him. He was by my side from the moment I opened my eyes and made up my mind, until I kissed him on the forehead and said goodbye to him forever, not many years later. But something had changed in my grandfather's eyes. I saw some pain there, some anger at my parents. I felt that something had changed, but we never talked about it. Before enlisting in the IDF, I went with my parents on our last trip together. We went to the United States and also arrived in Detroit. We also went to meet Michael in Detroit. Michael took me to a shopping center in Greater Detroit, a foreign city. Of course, the people around me didn't speak Hebrew, but the feeling of alienation that settled in me was more acute than usual. We sat together, Michael and I, on a bench in the shopping center in Detroit, among the people around us. Michael turned to me then and said to me, "Alone, life is hard and full of loneliness. I want to be your grandfather." I looked at him, looked straight at him and said to him, "Michael, I already have a grandfather." This was our first and last conversation.